What's up, y'all? We back at it with another chapter of Dandadan Chapter 188, and this was an action-packed chapter from start to finish. But this is one of those chapters where it has me wondering, how long is it going to be before Okarun gets his power or gets some type of power back? You know, like, yo, Turbo Granny, where are you? I'm expecting you to show up and transfer your powers to Okarun, or it be a situation where since he lived with her power for so long, it has became one and the same, or maybe they both share it and they are unaware of it and it's just waiting for that moment to be awakened. Maybe something like that will happen because, yo, he's the weakest in the series right now. Granted, he's got his body in physical form, physical shape where he's very agile and stuff like that. He's in great shape, but he's the weakest character in the whole Dandadan crew right now. Like, yo, honestly, I might even say the Crab Son is stronger than your boy Okarun right now. I'm just being real with y'all. He's the weakest character. Like, I know some people are probably gonna say, nah, Kenta is. No, Kenta got that nanotech, and hey, yo, sleep on it all you want. This dude is very versatile, and I feel like he's very underrated. Yo, y'all keep sleeping on Kenta. He done proved himself numerous of times, and it looked like he's about to do the same thing, you know what I'm saying, in this battle as well. But make sure you subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications. Trying to get to 100 likes. You guys can make it happen. Anything is possible if you believe. So let's get into the chapter. So it starts off with Okarun and Kenta. They're pretty much running for their lives from this guy with a cross. I'm gonna just call him Crossbone for right now. Mecha suit. That design just looks sick as hell. Dang, that junk is killer. And then you got this other guy chasing after them, and we actually find out who this guy is. Man, I did not know that this was the dude, the young guy that goes to school with Okarun, and he was jealous of him. Like, Okarun beat him in the PE event, and you know, he wanted revenge, and we seen he was given the opportunity to gain power from like this football spirit, you know, football god spirit. And this is how he looks in his transformation form. And I'm not gonna lie, his design looks sick as hell. But I'm very curious if he's gonna end up joining the Dandadan group, if he's gonna realize the error of his ways and end up joining the group. But yo, his design looks sick in his transformation. But you got it where they're both chasing after, you know, Kenta as well as Okarun. They're running. Next thing you know, your boy Okarun gets kicked into the wall, sending flying. Now that would have been a death blow, but luckily he has some attachments that Kenta gave him that, you know, shot out some airbags, which is crazy that he gave him a weapon with airbags. I would have been like surprised as hell, but they did manage to save him life, so maybe Kenta knew what he was doing. And you got it where Okarun himself is saying like, yo, man, you gave me airbags to fight with. They just saved your life, so you shouldn't even be mad at Kenta right now. You should be thanking Kenta like, yo, damn, bro, you was 10 steps ahead. But nah, he's mad about it. But I love the fact that Kenta is getting comfortable enough with the crew where he's talking trash back with them. Like, he's like, yo, shut the hell up. He like, yo, you know, this ain't the time for that, yo. We need to draw the enemy away. And you got it with Okarun. He's worried about Ira as well as the class rep. And he's like, yo, we need to find them. And Kenta's saying like, yo, we can't do that right now. We got to focus on the battle at hand. And you got it where the guy from Okarun's school, he comes out of his transformation state, and he says like, yo, transforming is crazy exhausted, meaning he just acquired this power. He didn't take the time out to get used to it, to get an understanding for it before rushing to get his revenge. And I feel like something like that is going to be his downfall. Very similar to like what happened to, I don't know how many of you guys seen this movie. A lot of people say it's their least favorite one, but Dragon Ball Super Resurrection F, I believe the name was it. And it was when Frieza came back. And when Frieza obtained his golden form for the very first time, he didn't take the time to master that transformation. He rushed to Earth to fight Goku and Vegeta, and you know, he ended up losing that battle because he didn't know about the drawback with that transformation, how much ki it consumed. I feel like a similar situation is going to happen with this student from Okarun school, where, you know, he's using these transformations. He's already saying how exhausting it is. You see him sweating. He's dripping right now. He's going to get to the point where he's going to exhaust himself, and he's not going to be able to fight any longer. But of course, you have it where the student, he's kind of mad. I need to learn this guy's name. We haven't had a lot of him for me to know his name by heart yet. But you got it where he's kind of pissed at his partner, the Crossbone armor wearing dude. And he says like, yo, you know what I'm saying, like stop zigzagging all around, zipping around and stuff, because you're kind of throwing me off guard. I'm trying to focus on Okarun and taking him down. He's like, do you hear me? Do you hear me? And you got it where the crossbone guy, he's just like focused on some writings that's on his arm, and he's deep in thought. And then you got it where the kid goes back to transform. You got it where they're about to go back into battle against Okarun, and he says like, you could take the fat guy, referring to Kenta, which is messed up that he said that. And he was like, yo, Okarun is mine. You know what I'm saying? I gotta make him suffer. I gotta make him pay. I don't even care about his powers. You guys could take his powers, but I'm gonna make this guy suffer. So I'm very curious, like, by making him suffer, does he mean like just hurting Okarun? Is that what he's trying to do? Like just beat him up, taunt him a little bit? Or is he referring to like, yo, I'm trying to end this dude. I'm trying to erase this guy. I want him to be gone. I'm very curious which one, you know, this student is leaning towards. But he transformed again, and you got it where your boy Kenta sees the threat or the danger that they're in. And so he takes some of his nanotech and creates some armor for Okarun, a chest plate to cover his armor to cover his chest as well as his face. And then he give him some attachments for his legs as well. So pretty much his lower torso as well as his arms are exposed. And then you got it where Kenta makes his own new version, mini version of his dragon mecha suit that he had in the previous chapters. And I'm not gonna lie, that shit look goated. That shit look goated. And you got it where Okarun has this funny moment where he's like, yo, my dude, like half my body exposed, but you're covered from head to toe. He's like, yo, I don't got a lot of nanotech. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, look, you're gonna have to take what I gave you. And of course you got it where the battle starts. And even though the guy from Okarun school said like, Okarun is mine, you take Kenta, this crossbone dude goes straight for Okarun and he hits him with a kick. And you got it where if Okarun wasn't wearing that armor, that kick would have finished him off. That's how I said he's at a huge disadvantage, and that's why I'm wondering how long it's going to be before he gets some new type of power or some type of way to defend himself outside of relying on his friends. And of course you got it where Okarun says that attack didn't hurt at all, and you got it where Kenta says like, yo, you know, I realized that the downfall in my armor was that it was so weak. So he carried a piece of metal around in his pocket, you know, day in and day out until he got used to the weight. And once he got a mental image and got used to that weight, he was able to think of how his armor should be, how dense and thick his armor should be, which was kind of smart on his part. That means he was preparing for the future, meaning he thought to himself, like, there's a chance I could get in battle. And right now, my armor is just way too thin, the way I'm thinking about it. So I need to get a new mindset of how thick my armor should be. And you see, that's what he did to acquire that. So his suit is even stronger, as well as the armor that he gave Okarun. And then he's getting hit they're both getting hit by their opponents, but at the same time, they're not really sustaining any damage because the armor provided by the nanotech is protecting them. And of course, you got it where the crossbone guy starts talking to Okarun, explaining how Okarun stole everything from him. And apparently he was from that group. He was from that group, I believe the name was Q, the Q group, when they were trying to come after, you know, Dino Girl. He was a part of that group, and he was the guy who had the armor on, but you know, he didn't have the crossbone shape on his helmet or whatever the case may be. But they were defeated in that battle. And he said because of that, he lost everything. And he wants his revenge against Okarun. He said, yo, he did what he did to get close to, you know what I'm saying, Hasari. I believe that's the guy name. He did everything he could to get close to that guy, working close under him for 100 years. And he eventually became his right-hand man. And he was going to use that opportunity to seek out, some type of revenge that he has. But that plan was ruined when he got defeated by Okarun when he was using Turbo Granny's power, you know, what was that, about 2-3 arcs ago? So now you got it where this guy's seeking his revenge, and he's saying like, yo, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna destroy you, my goal right now is to kill you, and then after that he's gonna die himself. Now, meaning, I'm guessing he was in love with someone. Just off this panel, you see a man kissing a woman and look like on their married day. I'm gonna assume that this guy was in love with this lady. You know, the guy that he was trying to get close to invaded his world, destroyed everybody, including the person he loved. So then he found this armor, started wearing this armor, and plotted his revenge. And he was finally getting close, or to a close enough spot where he could seek his revenge. But then that battle happened with the Dandadan crew, and he was defeated. And after being defeated, you had it where his boss, or the person he was seeking revenge against, you know, either pushed him away, tossed him aside, or for whatever reason chose to leave him, to be away from him. And right now, he probably feels like his chance to get revenge is ruined now. So he had to create a new goal, and his new goal is taking down the person who ruined his last goal, which happens to be Okarun. And then that's what he's trying to do. And since he can't be with the one he loved, after he completes that task, he's going to off himself. That's just the vibes I'm getting from it. I could be wrong, but you guys can let me know down below. Like I said, this was a pretty action-packed chapter, not much dialogue, but it was dope to see Kenta get involved and get busy, make new armor, you know what I'm saying, and all that. But let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.